Well, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Draft Yoda, where we are data driven and prospect focused. I am Bill Workman. I am the Draft Yoda. I'm your favorite favorite draft nerd. And today we're talking the final member of my superstar tier and one of the most disruptive defensive players in college football, Oklahoma defensive tackle, David Stone. Currently, I've got him carrying a 9.52 grade on my 10-point scale. Coming into the season, making him the number 5 overall prospect in the class and the top interior defensive lineman on my board. Sorry. Um, Great defensive tackles are one of the rarest commodities in football. You'll never get me to believe otherwise. Everybody wants an elite quarterback. Everybody wants an elite pass rusher. But when you have a defensive tackle who can collapse the pocket from the inside, stop the run, and completely wreck offensive game plans, you found a franchise cornerstone. And that is exactly what David Stone can become. First things first, let's get through some of the stuff I love about him. Because what jumps off the tape first is his explosion. We're talking about a 310-pound defensive tackle who moves like somebody 40 pounds, 50 pounds lighter. His first step quickness is elite. Oh, it's elite. And for interior defensive linemen, that is the number one trait I'm looking for, and it is impossible to teach that first step, explosiveness. The second thing I absolutely love is his hand usage. David Stone simply doesn't overpower blockers. He destroys them. His hands are violent, active, and incredibly precise. They are almost to the point where the United States military would like to have his hands. That's how damaging they can be. Then there's the power. I think the speed to power conversion is what truly makes him special. He threatens the edge of a blocker and immediately converts the burst into raw power, collapsing the pocket and pushing defenders into a quarterback's lap is one of the best things you can do to disrupt an offense. That's all his pass rush. And that's probably 49% of what I love about him. The 51% is his run defense. He penetrates gaps, he sheds blocks, and consistently creates negative plays that throw offensive off schedule. There were games last year when watching the film where he literally lived more in the backfield than some running backs did. But nobody's perfect. Nobody's ever perfect. I would like to see him to continue to develop his pad level against technically sound offensive linemen. He played a little high, and in the NFL, they'll be able to neutralize some of his power because of it. I'd also like to see a little bit deeper of a pass rush arsenal, especially when it comes to counters. He was very good when he was darn near unstoppable when his first move hit. But when you were able to stop the first move, the second move came either a little late or didn't come at all. And that's something he's going to have to develop. But his first move is so dominant that I couldn't have him outside of the elite tier. Finally, I'd like to see him just be a little bit more disciplined against the misdirection. It's none of these were flaws, but you can tell when the team needs a little bit more from him. He wants to get it, and he's a little bit prone in those points in time, especially when like big pressure situations. He's a little bit more prone to following the first read, and not waiting. I don't want to say waiting because waiting is wrong, but not being able to see that the read is a misdirect. Let's say that. But again, these are all little refinements that need to happen. He's long, he's explosive, he has violent hands, he's an elite interior disruption, and a player that can completely ruin an offensive protection plan. Um, and let's face it, you can't hide from interior pressure. A great edge rusher can be chipped, a corner can be avoided, a dominant three technique defensive tackle affects every snap of the ball. David Stone has the physical traits, the motor, the violence, and the football IQ that will have him be that dominant three technique in the NFL. And let's be real. Those kind of players don't come around very often, which also helps him. But that's why he closes out my superstar tier. His current draft grade is a 9.52 out of 10. He's my number 5 overall prospect, number 1 defensive tackle, and a superstar prospect that I believe has everything necessary to become one of the premier interior defensive linemen in the NFL. All this is if his development continues, because I have him as a potential NFL Pro Bowler with a legitimate All-Pro upside, potentially even to the Hall of Fame, depending on how he develops. But with David Stone, we officially close out the Draft Yoda Superstar Tier. From this point forward, we're going to be talking about NFL stars. But these first 5 prospects that we've done, I believe, are just on another level. And they can fundamentally change a franchise when they hit. But again, this is all on my board. Do you think David Stone is the best defensive tackle in college football? Do I got him too high? Do I have him too low? Drop your thoughts, comments below. If you enjoy these, player evaluations, we're going to do a little bit more deep diving, analytics-driven evaluations during the season. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe buttons, and so you can keep up with us as we keep putting in the work. As always, I am Draft Yoda, Bill Workman, your favorite draft nerd's favorite draft nerd. I'll see you guys next time.